So in this video, we are going to see how we can utilize Shodan for live hunting for ADB devices. So what actually is ADB? ADB stands for Android Debug Bridge. And in this video, we are going to identify all the ADB devices which are connected on the internet and are being crawled by the Shodan crawler. So we are going to identify the results from the Shodan database for which the ADB devices were open. So basically those mobile phones which are connected to the internet and have their port 5555 open and are susceptible to this particular attack. Remember, this is a P1 category bug. And what will we achieve into this vulnerability? So we will have the complete access to that particular device. So it is the practical time, and let's see how can we perform this attack. The first thing that you have to do is you have to download and install the Ghost framework. So you can just simply type Ghost framework GitHub, as well as I'm going to give the link into the resources. After that, just go on to the first link. After you reach this particular GitHub project, you need to clone this and download this. So simply click over here, copy this, go back to your terminal, and you can type the command git clone and the URL that you have copied. Then you have to press enter. It will automatically start cloning and downloading, and once it is finished, it will tell you downloading or cloning finished. I have already downloaded and cloned this. So as you can see, I have got an error which says destination path Ghost already exists and is not an empty directory. So I will just simply go into the directory that I have already downloaded, and after you are into that particular directory, you will be able to see the files something like this, which is a license, a readme, banner, bin, code data, etc ghost, install.sh and uninstall.sh. From all these files, the most important file right now for the installation of all the dependencies is install.sh. So you need to install all the dependencies. For that, you need to run this particular command, and you can see once you run this command, the file is a bash script which will start installing all the dependencies. It may take some while for your computer to install all the dependencies. It took me around 1 minute and I have already all the dependencies installed. So I will cancel this task. Now, after you have installed all the dependencies, you need to start the Ghost script, which is basically the Ghost server. So you have to run this particular script. Once you run this, then you will be able to see a new Ghost window will open, which will look something like this. And it will say Ghost framework version 5.0. So now we have successfully started the Ghost framework. The installation was complete. The dependencies are installed and our framework has successfully started. In case you face any issues in installation or starting up the Ghost framework, you can see the documentation over here, which is given below into the README, or else you can also open a question into the Q&A section. Now you have to move to Shodan. Now on the Shodan, you have to search for a specific query, which is the Android Debug Bridge and device and port 5555. Why this? Because all the ADB devices connect through this particular port, which is 5555. So we are running a specific search query so that we will get all the internet connected devices in a list. So as you can see over here, we have around 7,349 results, which contains ADB device banner. So these are all the devices. Also, you can see the device version names. As you can see, Smart TV, Dolphin, Mbox PETREL P1, STV S9. This is quad core Enjoy TV box. So you may also find a lot of mobile phones for a Samsung, OnePlus, etc. Alright, now what you have to do is you have to take any particular IP from there. So let's say we take the first one, 89.181.132.64. So this IP belongs to NOS Communications SA. So we are going to take this particular IP address. You can choose randomly any IP address that you want for any specific program. And now we'll come back to our terminal, to the Ghost framework. And here we are going to connect to that particular server's IP address. So we are going to type the command, which is connect and the IP address, and hit enter. Then you have to wait for a couple of seconds and Ghost framework will try to connect to that device with the port 5555, and if you are able to connect to that particular device, then we will have a complete remote access to that device. We will have the full control. As you can see, connecting, sending payload, and we are successfully connected to the device. And as you can see, we are into the IP address. Now the first thing that you can type is the command help, through which you can see what are all the commands that you can execute onto the particular device. So you can see restart the bootloader, reboot the device, launch the recovery. If you want to download something, you can download. If you want to grab the WPA supplicant file, this file is basically the file which contains all the Wi-Fi passwords which have been stored onto the particular device. Remember, when you connect to anyone's device on any particular organization or network, do not do any intrusive activities or harmful activities, or do not try to restart the device or put the device into recovery mode or download or dump any sensitive files. This is the first disclaimer and highly recommended. Do not do any intrusive activities into those devices. Now, just to prove that we are connected to the device, you can run some commands which are not that much harmful. So we are going to choose one of the command from here. So let's say we type the command battery, and you can see the current battery service state of the device, wherein it is AC powered, USB powered. You can see it's false, which means it is not USB powered, wireless powered false, which is basically it is not a wirelessly enabled charging. You can see other status as well. You can run other commands as well to see more details about the particular device. Here you can see you can type the sysinfo command to get the system information about the device. You can type the activity commands to see the user activities, whatever the last applications were run into that particular device, you will be able to see the logs. If you type the command apps, then you will be able to see the list of all the applications that are installed into that particular device. So let me just write the command apps and hit enter. Remember, when you will type this command, it will take a specific amount of time to give you the output, because it is going to read the phone state and it is going to tell you whatever applications are installed. So from here we can identify there is a team viewer which is installed. You can see Surfshark VPN client is installed. These are the stock Android packages which are being installed. So this way you can identify about the particular device if any applications are installed into that particular device. When you will run sysinfo, then you can see the system information of that device. What are the current activities that are running? What is the total swap memory? What is the RAM? How much is the ROM? Which applications are running? Which processes are being running? What are the permissions given to all the applications which are running? So a huge amount of data which will show the information and configuration about the device. So now you can see there is a lot of information that we have got. You can also run various more commands to test onto that particular device. For example, if you want to download something, you can download, as well as if you want to upload something, you can even upload to that particular device. So now we will type the command through which we will get the complete shell of the device, in which we can execute any commands that we want onto that particular device. So for that, what we are going to do is we are going to execute a command through which we get a shell. So as you can see over here, the command is shell. So if you just type shell, you will get a bash shell of that device. As you can notice, the device name P230. And now we have the bash shell. If you will type ls, then you can see the directory structure of that particular device, in which you can see etc boot. Here you can see proc, sbin, SD card as well. So whatever files are there into the SD card or storage, that can be easily seen. So this way, now you have the complete access to the device, as well as the complete access to the file directories or the file manager. If I go into the storage and show you, then you can see emulated and self, there are two directories. I can go to any directory and try to see what is there into that particular device. So you can see there are some AV, photo, video, and OBB. I will not do or run any particular files or dump any files from there. I will just come out of the directory, and let me just go into the etc directory and show you. So etc directory has, as you can see, there is VSFTPD configuration, the Wi-Fi details, and all other system details. We can read the log files as well to identify and see whatever has been happening into this device. So logs tell a lot of things about that device, through which you can identify. You can also take screenshots. You can screen record the device as well. You can type the command key code or key codes to see the device key code, and it will list all the device key codes. Remember, this command will not work into the shell. So you have to exit out of the shell, and you have to type the command over here and hit enter. So you can see these are the key codes of that device, which basically, if you press any code, will give a particular function. For example, key code D-pad left will make you left, or volume up, volume down, by pressing this particular code onto that particular device. To open a camera, there is again a particular code. Now let us go back to the shell, and let's try to see what is the IP address, local IP address of this device. So I will just give the ifconfig command, and you can see this is the local IP address of this particular device. Now this device is highly susceptible to attacks, because this device can be used as a zombie as well to initiate attacks. So any attacker can utilize this particular device, and from this device attacks can be performed to the victims. So this device can also serve as the middleman or a client or a zombie to perform any types of attacks. So I hope you guys understood how you can utilize a Shodan to find open ADB instances, connect to them, and have the complete access. Thank you.